Today's video, guys, I'll be showing you how to trim your beard to look fuller, even if it's patchy or thin. Let's get into it. You're gonna need a couple things for this tutorial. The first being a mirror, second being a beard brush, or just a regular brush, or even a comb will do. And obviously your beard grooming. So the one I'm using has adjustable guards, which you can just wind it up. But if you have one that just regularly clips on and off, that'll work too. Now step one is to identify the full areas and to identify the patchy areas. If we're looking at my beard, obviously my fuller areas are around my goatee, underneath my chin, and around here. And the patchy areas are right on the cheeks and a little up to the sideburns. Now the important thing is to identify these because we're going to be trimming them in two different lengths. The step two is to brush all your beard hair up with your brush, because when we trim the hair, we want to make sure we get every single hair. Now that's done, it's going to lead us to step number three, and that is to trim the entire beard with the long guard. Now, it's going to take some practice for you to find out what length will work best for your beard, but for me personally, on the side, on my cheeks and sideburns, I go with a number 5 guard, because you'll see later when we blend it in that the color, they're going to look almost exactly the same. But for you, it's going to take a little more practice, so just be aware of that. So start with a longer guard and cut all your beard hair, patchy areas and thin areas. Now that that's done, make sure to take your time and get every single hair. Now the next thing we're going to do is in our fuller areas, we're going to trim it with a much shorter guard, because I just used a number 5 guard for my cheeks and just the entire beard, just in case if previously I missed any hairs, I got them all. But now what I personally do to reduce the patching is I trim the fuller areas much shorter. So for this, I'll be going with a number 2 guard to get my mustache, my goatee a little on over here, and underneath my neck. So that's what you should do. Start with a longer guard for your entire beard and especially your thinner areas, and then move it down to a shorter guard. Very important to do a really good job when you're trimming the fuller areas right around your jawline, because when we start to blend it in, which is the next tip, it's going to show a lot better if it's even fully throughout or if it's not. Now that that's done, we can already see that it is starting to look a lot more even throughout, but however, we can take this a step further by blending in your beard. Now what you're going to do is, whatever guard you trimmed it with your full areas, you're going to blend it in with a shorter guard. Now since I'm on a 2 guard, I'm going to trim it down with a 1 guard. You don't want to go with an open guard. That's when you take this off and just use the blade, because it's going to be too much of a difference. However, we're just going to stick with the 1 guard, and when you're blending it in, we were cutting the hair like this. When you blend it in, you're actually going to go down. This is going to remove any of those longer, darker, thicker hair, so it's actually going to make it appear that it's even throughout when it really isn't. We just did some strategic grooming. So let's get that underway. Now that that's blended in, you can start to tell that it is looking a lot more even throughout. Like it's getting a bit harder to tell that beard is not even, but you want to make sure you take your time with this step, because this is really going to determine how full you're going to make your beard look. And going shorter is much easier than going with a longer beard, because once like the thinner areas get longer, you can really see underneath and that step is optional, but if you want to make it perfect, you should probably do it. Now if we go to our thin areas, like I have a darker spot here, I have a darker spot around here, and it just, a lot of it starts to take away from like the overall aesthetic, because you can see, oh, it's a little darker here, a little darker here. So what you can do is go back to the 5 guard go back to the long guard that you used. For my case, it was a 5 guard, and then you're going to just turn it down 2 dials. So I went from a 5 to a 3. If you're using a 3, you can go to a 1, just -2. And the same thing you're going to do is you're going to go in and blend in those fuller areas, just so you can make it even. Yes, we're making it a bit thinner, but we're going to make it look even. just want to make sure you go double check, make sure you got all your spots done, and then you want to go and line up your beard. Now I won't be doing it in this video because I already made a video on that. I'll have it linked up in the YouTube card if you guys want to go and watch that after. I highly suggest to keep your beard looking as handsome as possible. And that's it for me today, guys. If you found this video helpful, give it a big thumbs up. Comment your opinion down below. I would love to read it. Subscribe to the channel. I'm always posting new content. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys next time.